You also get the AI that Command has versus what Facebook has on its own. But um, I recommend if you're curious or you're not sure, run the exact same ad. Do both. See what happens. Right?
Actually, I did run one when I did an open house. There was one that I only spent $5, but I wanted to try it out.
Oh, you got to spend more than that.
Not through command though, so.
Oh, okay. So there's a few tips that they highly recommend. They being Facebook themselves. I when last year at family reunion, um, I went to one of the breakout sessions, which was with Facebook directly. The two people that are at Facebook and in charge and meet with our people up at KWRI. And so their biggest hints was that you need to make sure that the ad runs for at least 5 to 7 days, ideally 10, which is why it's recommended in there. And you need to run about that $30 for that time frame or more. Um, the reasoning behind it is the longer you run it, the more money you need to be because it spreads it out, right? So if you're paying $10 and you're running, or $30 and you're running for 10 days, that's $3 a day that it's getting pushed out. Um, so you run it a little bit higher. And if you're going to run it for 5 days, then the $30 is going to get you a lot more um, bandwidth in getting out there. I've seen like I re-trolled through all of the Facebook groups that KW has and the agents have created over the last few days to kind of see what's still working, what's not working, what agents are talking about the most. Try to bring you guys the best for the class today, and a lot of it actually ended up being more about the smart plans that you need for follow up to make sure that you're continuing with it. But um, listings are ideally the best ads, the best bang for your buck. Um, but remember, you need to run them for at least 5 days. So if you're planning on doing an open house Facebook ad, and the open house is on Saturday or Sunday, and you're not even putting it in until Wednesday, that's too late. You're not getting enough people to see it. Um, and then the other part of that is uh, being listings, you're targeting buyers, right? But buyers can also be sellers. So then it becomes a matter of the price point of the home. So if you really want to target sellers, which ideally we all should be targeting sellers right now, right? We need more inventory on the market. Then a higher price point is going to be our best listing ad to do, to hit both targets on that. So hitting a listing, hitting someone who wants to sell their home, but then they also want to buy their home. And if they're, let's say they're in that 7 to 1 million in there somewhere for a price point, then ideally, hopefully, they have a house that's going to be in that lower price range where majority of the buyers are at, right? Um, of course, different markets. Bob and Kirk, you guys have different markets out there in McMinnville, but you know your price points, right? You know your buyer point, your first time buyer, and then you know your upgrade buyer point. So if at all you can get a listing to do, one of the best ways to do it is go into RMLS, look for an agent in our office, see what their listings are, reach out to them, find one that you want to do that's not pending yet, call them up, ask them, can I do a Facebook ad on your listing? You're paying for it, you're marketing their listing for them. If they're not saying yes, they're not, I mean, they should be saying yes, hands down. They're not saying yes. Call me or actually text me. Y'all know texting's easier because I'm always on these calls, right? So text me, tell me who it is, and then I will have a conversation with them about why they should be doing the Facebook ads and taking advantage of all of you reaching out to do them for free for them, right? So if you can find a listing, find one, get it, put it on. If you can't, if you have one that just sold, we could do that, right? We could do an ad that pushes out this this home sold in 5 days, I can sell yours. I mean, just something that gets people engaged. That um, today's class, we can do whatever kind of ad you guys want. I kind of had one in mind about targeting sellers. Um, but ultimately, if you can get a listing, that's going to be the best route by far to do. So does anybody on here have a listing? I know. Dang it.
I have a condo in
Yeah.
downtown Portland, but it hasn't moved.
Yeah, and I got a
Yeah.
house in Salem.
You have a house. Well, there you go. There's some listing ads to do. So
I should soon, so I'm definitely interested in putting my listing marketing plan together.
and here's the deal, you guys, whether your home goes pending or not, while you have the ad running, yes, you can pause your ad, but why not let it continue out to run so that you can capture some more buyers or possible sellers, especially if um, you're in that price range that's the move up, right? Ideally, that's to get listings. That's where we want to hit, is that second group of buyers. Jill, absolutely do a just sold. Did it close or is it pending? Closed. Awesome. So the only thing that you won't be able to pull the listing, well, maybe.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yeah. You might not be able to pull the listing in directly through command, but you could use the photos on your computer, right? So, and your ad posting the listing that you just closed on might go well with what I like pre-created it to make it easy, but I'll show you guys where you can go and how you can do it, because it's really fast and easy to do. And then the other point of doing your ads through Facebook is the ease of interest. Now, going through, again, all of the different markets across the US, everybody does it different, but we've been taught that, and I hear it from different people. Some said that the less amount of interest you have, the better results you're going to have. Some say the most results or interest that you have, like check them all, right, is going to get you good results. I came across President Kissax, and his mom and dad are like way up there in the profit share chain. So they were there at the beginning with Gary. But he said that he had lunch with the people from Facebook, and they told them, because of the AI and what we have and the way it runs, I don't know if I still have that up, don't choose any interests, and that's going to get you a wider audience. So here's my thought process. Run a couple. Try the exact same ad, everything and information, but change that and see what gets you the best results as far as leads. And then you'll have an idea of which ads how you should run your future ads, right? And maybe it's a hit or miss. We don't know, right? Morgan, yes, if you don't have the listings, yep, agents in the office. I like that. With low market inventory, now is the perfect time to sell. Low interest rates, it's an amazing time to buy too. Yep, both buyers and sellers. And then, when you're doing the ad, and we'll show that as we walk through it, and you get that first pop-up that says, here's the name of my ad. The biggest thing for you on the name of the ad is to remember what was the home, or whether it's a listing, then we want to do the address. If it's the whole point of your ad, just so you remember what it was for, and you don't have to go in and duplicate to see what the heck you did it. And then the other part of it is where it asks you what type of ad are you running, right? Are you attracting listings? Are you attracting buyers? All of that, event awareness. You have to choose one of those. The majority of that is for KW on their tracking, to see what kind of ads are working the best and to help us with our business, right? To help us determine what we need to do. And then it also pops up and shows you in your on your dashboard. So make sure you choose as close to possible the right one on those. Don't just choose one just to get past that box. So yeah. Anybody have any questions before we dive into actually do an ad? Go over how to do a CMA in Command, or how to search for properties and create an auto email for a client with matching and listing if we have time. Oh, Ryan, that's a whole nother class.
Yeah, I figured. It's okay.
Yeah, that's a whole nother class to do.
Okay.
We
No
meeting
worries.
on Friday? I think we're meeting on Friday, aren't we? Or is that too
Yeah,
late?
yeah, we are.
Is that too late for you to learn that?
No,
Okay.
totally okay.
Double check my calendar. I never know what day of the week I'm on. We are meeting on Friday. So is that technically you can't do a CMA in Command, so I can knock that one right off.
Okay.
You do CMA in Cloud CMA and RMLS. Searching for properties and creating auto emails for a client. Yes, that's super easy. That's automatically, that's done through Command and them logging into your site. And then you can see what they're looking at, which is awesome.
Cool.
So that we might be able to hit real fast because that won't take that long. But okay, first I want to show you guys. Let me get my screens on the right screens here. Where? Let's just go right into Command. Where is my Command? I don't know. I have 3 screens, and I have 20,000 windows. So I'm trying to find that is the fun time. Okay, Command. Here we go. All right. The very first thing, when you do an ad, you need images, right? If you're not doing a listing, you need images. So the best place to go is to Designs. I have taught multiple times how to create a quick image download so that you can easily come in and grab some pictures. If you see I've got tons of stuff up here, that's because this is everything that I've created. So if you don't see anything on yours, it's just because you have not created anything in Command yet on Designs. Once you create the download image, then you have the ability to come back, and you can see how many times I've taught it, come back and grab that to be able to grab another image and quickly, easily download it. So is there, how many people? I can't see everybody on here. Like that. There we go. See, another bonus of having multiple screens. Does everybody know how to do this? Has everybody done this yet? Philip, Kirk, I know you have. Bob, I know you have. Nancy has. Okay, so if not, it's fast, it's easy, and that is not how I say it. I went to one of these and then I changed it because I don't see my image. Where is it? Okay, well, we'll just grab one. Once you're in here, then you can quickly change these out. So I want listings, right? I want to be able to find, think about something that I want to do and houses that I want to sell. So I'm just going to easily just swap out to that one. And you see how I just, if you hit the box with the 9 little boxes inside of it, that changes it as a background. If you click on the image, it's going to throw it in the center, which we don't want to do. So just hit this little back arrow up here at the top. If you drag and drop, it will do it, but only in an image save. So if here's the frames, the image frames. So if I drag and dropped, then, oh, it's not going to work on me. Of course it's not. It never does when I want it to. If you're using a design that already has an image in the spot and not on a background, you can drag and drop and grab them into that. It's supposed to work though. Why is it not? There we go. So if I did that, so sometimes you could have this as the main image right? And then if I don't like how it fits, I can move it. That didn't do what I wanted. Let me show you on this. So on the background, I can double click it. It shows me the entire image. So maybe I wanted to bring it over this way a little bit more, right? So you can put in what you want to be the focal point of the image. And then you hit done at the top. Everybody got that? Super easy, right? Then I just come up here to the top and I hit download. What if I want to put some verbiage on it, right? Check this out. Come over to text, click on banners, and now you have all these layouts that are preset in the way you want it. And then you can just click on one. So let's go with this one. And then I'm going to drag it. I'm going to put it down over here. And then I'm going to double click on the words. Just plain. Right? Just simple and easy. Now I already did some, so I'm going to grab them and show you because I didn't want to do all of them in one class. Command, track listings. Okay, so here's the, can you see this? Or do you see just command? Just command?
We can see it.
You can see the image?
Yeah.
Okay, so I threw up 2 different banners and I went ready to sell. Buyers are looking for a home like yours, right? So I did that one. And then, let's see, I think I can just click through. I did this one, kind of looks like Portland, right? I did a map because sometimes the maps work for ads. I did this one. I didn't want to go too big because I'm thinking I want to attract that lower.
Tanya, I think we're just seeing the one screen.
You're just seeing the one. I knew it.
Yep.
Okay, thank
Sorry to
you,
interrupt.
Kelly. Yep, no, let me stop share and choose just the screen. Screen number 1.
Oh yeah, sorry.
That's all right. Okay,
I'm
now
just
can
looking
you
at
see
one
it?
screen.
Can you see it now? This one, the ready to sell.
Yes, we see doorsteps now.
There you go. Okay, so I just did a bunch of these to do an ad. Now you guys can do whatever you want. All of these photos are stock photos from Command. Well, I think that last one was not. I think I stole that one from online from free, a free downloadable image. Make sure it says that. Okay, but I just wanted to show you guys too, look how fast it was to do that, right? Grab an image that's already in here. If you have a listing, you can actually pull the listing from here. So does anybody have a listing at MLS that I can easily grab? Jill? I don't know if I'll see your, I think once they go sold, they're not in here anymore.
The only thing I have right now is a land listing.
Okay.
Yeah. I have that little house in Salem.
Do you know the MLS number, Kirk? I'm putting everybody on the spot.
You are.
Mm-hmm.
Just got to start having RMLS pulled up every time.
Yeah, Kirk, you should know by now.
Well, it is behind your screen.
Oh, yeah, there's that too, huh? Okay, how about an
Yeah.
address? Addresses
on.
are sometimes harder, but
Hold on. I'll get it here for you.
I like when you're,
I have 2 computers up now, so I can actually go.
there
to the,
you go. When you're actually doing the ad and you're doing a listing and you're not doing it inside of here and you're actually going out and doing a real listing without throwing the text on the image, which if you choose to do the text on the image, you don't want too much. It's got to be very minimal or Facebook won't like it either. Okay.
Okay, Tanya, it's 2055-1115.
Okay. There it is. So I can choose this and now it's going to give me all the images. So if I wanted to, I can bring it up. Don't drag and drop. Don't drag and drop. Remember that. So you can change it and you can do that. And then, so you see how the image doesn't quite fit in there, then I can just make it a little bit bigger, right? and to get it to fit in there, and then hit done. All right, so see how you can easily bring in your own listing and then throw the verbiage that you want on top of it so that it's easy to do. Remember, the double click is to get that. To get the verbiage on there. Okay. Any questions about doing your images inside of here? No? Awesome. So again, once you have the image done and what you want it to be, one thing on here, I've tried to change the font color, have not been able to do it. I think if I explode the sticker, which I didn't do, we can do it right now. Let's just say yes. Now I can't change the size of it, but I think once you explode the sticker, now you can come in and I can say, you know what, I don't want that to be red. I want to go to my library colors of the colors that I've chosen to be for all of my marketing. And I'm going to choose one of those instead. Oops, you actually got to click on it. And then, so hard to get the boxes. I can do this. Oh, that is the whole box. Okay, so then I'm going to change it to gray because I like the gray. And then see how easy it is to do? Market it yourself. Go with what they have as just a base and then change it all to the way you want it to be. Download the image. When you hit download, the JPEG is fine. You can leave it at the size it is, and that's the perfect size to go on there for a quick, fast image view. When you hit start download, if you are on, if it's your first time downloading from here, it's going to do one of two things. If you have it set to automatically download, it's going to show up in your download folder and you'll see it pop up on the bottom of the screen. If you were like me and like to choose where the heck you want your stuff to get downloaded to, the box will pop up and you see how long it took for it to show, right? It's processing and then it's sending it to us. So you'll see that. If you go to download a second image and it's only the second time you've ever downloaded an image, there's going to be a box that'll pop up that is like, are you sure you want to do this? And it's about the name because it's the same name that we have and you're downloading again. So with the same name over and over and over again. So then what you're going to do is you're going to say yes, and it's just going to add a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4 afterwards, right? So that you aren't covering up the old image that you've already downloaded. So then you'll just hit save and then you know where your images are. Now, what you could do, but this takes more time, is when you do an ad, it does allow you to come to designs, grab your image from there, but you would have to create this, go out, come in, do another one to have multiple images, right? So I find it's easier if you just go in, download the image to your computer, and when you're done, either keep it or get rid of it and to free up the space on your computer, or you can be like me until you're totally bogged down and go, oh yeah, I can delete all these folders, right? Who doesn't do that? Okay, so when you're completed with it, just hit done. It'll save it as the download image or whatever you've named it to be inside your designs. And then you're gonna go over to campaigns. Again, if you don't know what these icons are, when you move your mouse over it, it'll highlight and show you what it is, or you can hit the red box KW and it opens up and tells you what they are. All right, your dashboard. When you run some ads, this tells you what you've done and it defaults to the past 30 days. I can come back and look at the past 12 months to see what I've spent on ads. I can come down here in the center. If you're not seeing these yet, then you haven't run any ads or haven't run enough ads for them to show. I can come back to the past 12 months and I can see what kind of ads are getting the most engagement, the most leads, and the lowest cost per lead. I always run every ad with 5 images, no matter what, because that will tell me what image is getting the best results based off of the ad that I'm doing. And then you've got your quick posts here that are, this is for your social media, just for your actual business page, not for ads that you want to run. And of course, always at the bottom is tips and training if you want to go see what Command or KW has for you. So we're going to go right up here to create a new campaign. Is everybody creating a campaign today right now as we work through the class? Or are you just watching? You can do whatever you want to do. You can come back and watch it again later. Or you can take really good notes, or you can have it on your screen ready to go. So we want to do a paid ad. So the social paid ad is Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So if you want to do one of those, you're going to click on this. If you are going to do a Google ad, you want to make sure you have your Google Analytics ID connected. And then you click on the Google search ad, which Bob has done some of those. They're very minimal, you guys. No pictures. It's just a few words here and there, and it shows up over on the Google search. But you've gotten leads from it, right, Bob?
No, I didn't. And that was just to chime in. I was doing that when I didn't have access to my Facebook account. And
Right.
and no, I was using, when we were doing the free summer ad campaign, I was using those dollars for the Google ads because I couldn't do Facebook ads, and I didn't have any luck with them at all.
Oh, you didn't? Okay, well, there you go. But you can't do images. You can't do anything. And how many people click on the Google ads on the side? No. I only go if I'm looking for a business, but that's not an ad, so.
Were you
Okay.
running into issues, Bob, with Instagram as well, or just with Facebook?
No, I didn't. My Facebook account, I had canceled it before coming to Keller Williams, and then when I tried to reactivate it, they wouldn't let me because it was registering as like a duplicate, or it was Facebook's a freaking nightmare, and so I couldn't do Instagram either because it's all the Instagram, connectivity is all through Facebook, and so once I was able to, Keller Williams actually really kind of streamlined that with their relationship with Facebook and got me back up and running there, and now everything works as it's supposed to.
It was a
Oh,
lot
okay.
of hard work, wasn't it, Bob, for us to get you that back?
Yeah, it was a highly frustrating several weeks or months there. It was kind of a thorn in my side, but yeah, I got good support from Keller Williams, and we troubleshot it.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Glad you got it working.
Yes. He couldn't even do an ad. And then he couldn't do bold. And I think that was the big trigger for it. Okay, social posting, that's just directly onto your Facebook business page, not your personal page. Direct mail is mailing postcards, which could also be done and it's a lot cheaper. Brian has a testimony to that being a lot cheaper than going through other companies. For the just sold, if you're farming a certain area, that would be ideal to use that. You can also farm on Facebook too. And then
Way cheaper.
way cheaper. And then you can do your email campaigns, which if you just think of it this way, if you're wanting to do a mass email out and you want it to be pretty, you're going to do an email campaign, whether it's a consistent monthly, weekly, bi-weekly, whatever it is, or one time, but you want to send it to a ton of people, because if you're doing that through Google or through your Gmail, you're going to hit a limitation, and they're going to require you to get a different service to be able to send to more people. So I don't remember what the cutoff is, maybe 200 people, which we all know sometimes we want to send to more than that, right? So come in, do a one-off email campaign and go from there. So we're going to do a social paid ad, and we're going to, I want to do this as I want to attract sellers, but I'm going to do this as what buyers want for mine. So I know which ad I did, and I want to attract listings. And so here's where you can choose if you want to do Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. And then remember that you want to, you can check them all. If you do that, you're going to want to bump up your price, because it's going to get, whatever price you put in is going to get split between 1, 2, or 3, right? So I've heard from some agents that doing them separately got them better results than doing them in a bulk. And if you're bumping up the price, you can easily, no, if you copy and duplicate, it's going to run it as a Facebook ad again. You would have to do the ad again. You'd have to copy and paste, put your verbiage somewhere else if you're going to use the exact same stuff on a different platform, or run them all at the same time. Any questions about this page? Awesome. Oh, I forgot to choose. I'm going to Facebook. Okay. Here's where you can add a listing if you want to add a listing, so it's faster and easier to find and get all your images if you're not putting any verbiage on top of the image. Command has set verbiage that you can put in here that is suggested, and this one has been here for a while, so it's not consistently changing. That I think that was a new one, but if you want it, you can just say use suggestion, or you can come up with your own stuff, right? And then a couple of things that I want you to know. So when you come in and you do this, the main copy is what's going to go up here above the ad, right? So let's just go ahead and use suggestion just to start out with. And then the headline is going to be right here below the picture. What's your homework? Well, we're just going to use one just so you can see. And then the next one is the description, and the description is going to come up below it. Sometimes, and I don't know what the algorithm is to this, sometimes it doesn't show up, sometimes it does. I don't know why. I haven't seen anything that says why that may or may not happen. So what I recommend is you make this one brief. A lot of the times what I will put on there is just click learn more to see. And then you do see whatever it is, whatever your ad is, right? Just click learn more, guide them to learn more. We want to use the, oh my God, I'm talking emojis. And then maybe just do a couple of those. I want to paste it. And I want to paste it. I'll do 3 of those. So see how it comes over here and it points over at learn more. And then I'm just going to save that for now. The ad media, when you come in, so you can do a video, you can do a one-time video. So if you wanted to do a video, remember, whatever you do in the video, you want to make sure that you're still leaving something for them to want to click learn more to go see, right? So you don't want to put everything out in the video that gives them no reason to click learn more to go further. So you got to pull them in. So I'm just going to use images. So I'm going to select media and add the images. It looks like going to the, oh, there it is. So I can choose from designs, and that's where I could just go grab the image. But again, when I created it, I would have had to have gone in and create separate ones. So I like doing the upload and just grabbing them from there. And I got to remember where you put them, right? So I'm just going to come in and I'm going to grab, you do one at a time, so much easier. And Square is the best for placement on Facebook because people look at Facebook the majority of the time on their phones, right? And we all know, since we're on there, when you're scrolling through, if you have a longer picture, it's going to cut it off, right? And you're not going to see the whole image. They've got to click on it to see the whole thing. Or if you have the longer version, they've got to turn their phone to the side. Not everybody wants to turn their phone to the side as they're just scrolling through. So if we have a square image, they're going to see the whole thing all the time. So that's the key to that. So I'm going to hit save image, and then I'm going to add more. And I'm just going to go through and do this quickly, one after another. And it's fast, it's easy. Add images, browse live. Oh, there I did the wrong thing, right? Bad Tanya. So here, well, this actually is probably good. If I did this and I went, oops, I didn't mean to do that. If I hit back to creator, it's gonna take me completely out and I'm gonna lose the design that I've already worked on. And I didn't save it. I don't wanna do that, right? best thing to do, grab one, bring it in. And it takes forever. That's another reason why I don't use the Browse Design Library. Yay, it's not available to use. That's another reason not to use it. Go back in. If it would have, then I would have brought it in and preview, crop it, and then go out and I would delete it as an act so it wasn't there anymore. I'll show you what I mean. I would just come to one of these and then delete the image, right? So no big deal. If you get the wrong one, you can get rid of it. And that one. Does anybody have any questions about images? Okay. I like using the map because it's a trigger that people are going to see homes, right? They're going to see prices and they're going to be like, ooh, I want to look at those. So what I do, and what I did do on this one, was I actually went to my website, and my focus on this was homes that buyers want, right? So I went to my website and I went ahead and I grabbed listings that were active. I was playing with this, so. And I brought in my targeted range in or out. Here's another good one that this, looking at this map, just triggered to me. If you wanted to do an ad about listings, why not do one that targets open houses? Do you see all those numbers that have the calendar next to it? All of those have an open house. So you can do an ad and pull up different images like I did that are stock photos on command, and a map. I'm telling you, the map does it. And your ad could be, want to see the open houses in Portland or in McMinnville, or narrow it down to a certain area, right, that you really want to target. Here's all the open houses that are available. And if I wanted to just target those, I believe I can do this. Open house only. Click out of the box. And now I have all of the open houses. I can come out further. And right now there are 47 properties. See if it changed it. 50 properties that have open houses this weekend. You can narrow it down even more, or you can just keep it wide, right? And you can, you know, if you're interested in looking at one of these open houses, they can contact you to give them more information about it, or get in there before the open house when everybody sees it, right? Just play with the different ways that you can word the ad. But what I did for this, and Kelly, that's good to do, right? Just say yes. I knew you weren't listening. Okay, so what I did on mine was I went ahead, let's clear all filters. I went ahead in here and I just pulled up a map of Portland area, and I did just the for sale, but you could change the price range that you want to target. So maybe I want to target the people that are in that mid. So I'm going to go up here. Well, I'm targeting listings, so I'm going to come down lower.
Tanya, can I interrupt for just a second? So
Yeah.
I'm on my website and I'm looking on the same page that you're at. I'm just searching on McMinnville, and on the drop down, I'm not seeing anything for open houses. I see for sale, there's active, coming soon, pending, new construction, foreclosures, and short sales. But on mine, there's no.
Oh, it's over on the more. Click on the more button and then scroll down. And you have open houses. You have homes that have had price reductions in the last 7 days. And I don't know why there'd be hidden listings, but
I see it there. Thank you.
yeah, you bet. But those are different ones that you guys can target and find. Same thing that your buyers can do when they're logged in and they're doing a saved search. And if they try to do a saved search, it'll make them log in, which is what we want, so that we can see what they're saving and what they're doing. So you can choose what map you want to show. I liked the idea of having not too many listings, right? having, I think I pulled mine to where I just did a general and I scrolled in enough to where it was like 700 listings, but you know, it's just a variance of what your target is and what you want. You want them to see some, maybe you don't want them to see too many. So my point on this one was like kind of look at your competition, what buyers are looking for. And if, you know, we can maybe put in the verbiage like, is your house nicer than this? Or, you know, how does your home compare to these? Will it sell? You know, it'll sell fast. Buyers want this. So here's, you know, we just got to play around and think about the different things that you could say to get that ad to go through. But always, always, always lead them back to your website with something. So if you're not doing a listing, if you're doing a listing, come in, let's just say this is my listing or another agent's listing that I've gotten permission to do. I'm going to copy this URL and, oh great, now where's my command? Here we go. And that's the URL that I'm going to put down here in the Facebook of where I'm going to send them. Because that's another way to capture them too, right? You want to take them to your site so they can look for more houses, so they can do more things, they can ask you questions. Granted, we're going to have them do a Facebook lead gen form, which automatically captures their information, but it doesn't make them engage in your website. Okay. So, oh, I got to choose my page. So you should have your, hi Bradley, how come you're not on my class? Yeah. Tanya will call anybody out, just so you know. I'm teaching them how to do an ad that works, which you already know how to do it.
Because of your classes.
Because of my classes. Thank you. Did you hear that, everybody? Thanks, Bradley. Okay, so when you're in here, when you've got your account, if you don't have these in here, you guys, it'll yell at you and you'll have to go up here and set your settings up to connect to your Facebook business page. Yes, you have to have a Facebook business page to do an ad. So then you choose your page that you have, and you can have more than one page. If you have more than one business page, you can do ads on any of them. Oh, it doesn't do it on the page. That's what shows up on the top of the ad right here. It's a sponsored ad. So you want to lead them out to a page. You have multiple options here. Learn more, sign up, apply now. So come back to think about this. If I see this little ad up here, do I want to sign up without going and seeing more information? Most people will say no, right? Do I want to apply now without full details and more information? Most people will say no. Always click, learn more is just the best one, even though they give us multiple options, because people do want to see more information, see more pictures before they actually like dive in. And that's where you'll see the difference between your clicks and your actual leads. And we'll talk about that. So the ad targeting automatically comes up with 20 miles of the radius of where you are. I'm technically in Portland, so it comes up there. I want to use custom. Oh, it's got this. Custom settings, and you can do two things. You can target your database, or you can target a custom audience. When you target your database, anybody that you have inside of your contacts that has a Facebook URL in there, and you can grab everybody that you know that's in here, go search for them, add it. It doesn't do anything without you actually forcing it to do something. But you can target people like those in your database, or you can choose a custom audience. And just think about where you want it to go. So if you're in McMinnville and you're targeting buyers, you're probably going to target a wider audience to get people to come to McMinnville, right? If you're targeting Portland, same thing. If you're targeting people that want to sell and move out, just think about where you're going. It doesn't hurt. The wider the audience, the more people you're going to get. The minimum is 15. I believe it still is, not 125. Yep, I can't go any lower than that. And I believe 50 is the highest that we can go. So, and I can change this. What if I want to do more of a radius around, I don't want to go 50, but again, maybe I do. Maybe I want to get someone who lives in the Dalles and wants to move this way, right? Then I'm going to hit them. But that's probably too far, isn't it? I don't know my radius in miles around here. Okay, so add or change your interests. This is what I was talking about on, if you just click this, you can see every audience that is here. And the point, if I'm searching on Google and I'm looking for a house on Zillow, or I'm looking for a lender or whatever it is, when I go to my Facebook to go see what everybody's doing, what I've done on Google or Amazon is going to show up in my news feed, right? As an ad, a sponsored ad. So I'm actually curious now that I ran across that one where they said don't use any interest and then do one that has interest, just to compare the two and see what pops up the most. But you could just scroll through and you can check all the boxes that you want to do to target this ad, right? I'm checking, just randomly checking, guys. And then I can save my selection, and those are the people that I've targeted for this ad. Or I can go with none, or I can come up and I can type in exactly what I know I want. When you type in Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com, I think those are the only ones. You'll see that, and then you'll see the Premier Agent. So if you check this box, the second box, that's going to target the agents, not the buyers. Okay. So think about that if you're doing like for me, if I want to target agents to come to our office and work here, I'm going to do Premier Agents and get them to come here and say, yeah, you saw my ad, right? Well, we did that through command. So you can do that over here too. And then instead of hitting save selection, I'm just going to come up to the top and I'm going to erase it and put in the next one. And just keep doing that so I don't have to go out, come in, go out, come in, right? Whoops. There we go. And homes.com. Think about where people are searching for houses. You could just go with those. That's a huge audience. And then it's going to narrow it down by the area that we're at. So you're going to want to do that, hit save, and then come down to the bottom and choose, always starts the next day. And then you can choose your end date, whether you want to run 10 days, you want to run 6 days, 7 days. Remember, 5 to 10 is your happy spot, okay? And because if you run it longer, it's going to get stale. People are going to see the same ad over and over, and you're going to get less people clicking on it. So you're pretty much just throwing your money down the drain. You can run your ad for whatever amount that you want it to be. If you want to get the $25 credit that the Market Center is offering for the next 2 months, it needs to be a minimum of $25. If you run it over, that's fine. You'll still get the $25 credits. So think of it as bonus money, right? If you're planning on running a $50 ad or a $30 ad, you're running a $5 ad on the 30 because we're gonna credit you. Bless you, Morgan. And so you're gonna choose that in. You're gonna hit save duration and budget. See how all the ads, it's the same ad, just different pictures. And if I wanted to, I could do different verbiage on each picture too. And the point of this is to see what type of image are people most interested in seeing, right? Whether it's an interior shot, an exterior shot, bright colors, dull color. I mean, it's all just like a visual. For me, I'm a pretty. If I'm scrolling and I see something pretty, I'm gonna click on it. It doesn't matter. I'd click on this one in a heartbeat. Ooh, what does the rest of that house look like? Right? I mean, that's kind of what you're hoping people will want to do. So that shows you what it looks like. And if you're not sure if you want to run it yet, you can hit save as a draft. Yep, I want to save it. Or you can hit publish campaign and it's going to push it through. once you publish your campaign, you're going to come over, it's going to take you back over here to the paid ad page. And what it's going to say is it's going to show it right here at the top, and it's going to say pending. Okay. Once it says active, then I want you to do a screenshot, and everybody has the snippet tool. You can just search for it. Do a quick snip. Make sure you grab the whole thing just to show Heather, and send that to her in a quick email, letting her know that you have an active ad. It shows the dates that it's running so that we know when it ran, and get that over to Heather for your credit.
Hey, Tanya.
Yes.
So quick question on that. Are we supposed to send it over to Heather after the campaign finishes or when we start the campaign? Is that okay too?
Once it says active, and it usually will show active within 24 hours.
Okay.
And if it never goes to active, let me know and I'll show you.
Okay.
You might have to pause it and duplicate it and, wait for that. You'll get a credit, and the credits will show up here where it says payments.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you bet. Any other questions for the ads? Does anybody have one that they're running right now? Did you just do one? Bob does. Bob, you were going to beef up your ads this month, right?
Yeah, I'm still running them at $30 for 10 days, but as soon as I start to see a little activity or some sort of tick, I'm planning on probably bumping that to 50.
Yeah, I know we saw a little bit of a downturn in leads coming through during the holidays, which, as you get closer to Christmas, people kind of slow down. So it's a matter of what you're running and what you're doing. But everyone should be ready to run an ad. I'm curious, how many of you, I'm going to move you over here so I don't look like I'm talking to the side of the screen. How many of you are ready to, let's just stop share about that. Let me go back. Okay, there we go. How many of you are ready to, are going to take advantage of the $25?
I am.
Good. Everybody should. And it's free, right? Okay, so sample text on what to not or put, yes. So the word you is highly recommended not to use. You can use your, you are, right? Put it together as your instead of you are, because then you have the word you. They're just like little triggers that Facebook are shy against. So questions, something that sounds like a, are you ready to buy, right? That's kind of a no. They don't want it to sound like, they don't want it to be very salesman-y. I did, this one, I don't know how old this is. I did come across, share screen, go to screen 2. Can you see the whole screen? I have my screen turned sideways, but I came across this command guides. I think it was Nick Baldwin. Different ads that they've done with these. That look like these ones are without emojis. Here's a good one too. If you've got testimonials looking to buy or sell your home, have the testimonials. You guys, it all comes down to content, right? Or value. You've got to have value for, and I can share this with everybody if they want. Let's do, I found it on commands. Commands your conversion, commands your database, they're all on Facebook. There are a bunch of groups. You go in there and then you just search. But if you, let me get everybody's name on here and then I can send this out to everybody. So make sure I have your emails. Kirk, tell me, do you want this? Kirk, do you want this ad? Does everybody want it? No, we just send it to you and y'all can just figure it out. Okay, so Kirk, Bob, Philip, Nancy, we're meeting here in a few minutes. Lester, Magda. You guys, I just go on to Facebook and look in the Commander conversion and the other group's Commander database, and I just type in Facebook or FB and ads and search and see what they have. And people volunteer information all the time on stuff that's working, stuff that's not working. And then I come and bring it to you. So anyways, those are really this was ads that were working for people, and so they just kind of compiled them all into one place, and majority of them were listings, hands down. Some of them had the questions, right, like buying a home. That's kind of an iffy one. Facebook will flag you, and then you can just kind of you'll learn from that too, what they're watching for and what they're liking and what they're not liking. Again, in command on the, let me go back to that again. Screen one. Let's go back to command. Move you guys out of the way. Okay, when you are in the ad, so let's come back and edit this. If you're not sure what you can and what you can't do, when you come down to the Facebook section, right at the very bottom, Facebook review policies and process, and it'll take you over and tell you what you can and can't do, what to do if it's disapproved. I mean, just all this information. So if you're really bored, you want to go look in there, you just do an ad and figure it out, right? Or if you have any questions about what you're allowed and not allowed to do, you can ask Kelly. Yeah. More so when it comes to other people's listings. Can't do it without their permission. Or
This is true.
that it's theirs.
Or from another company.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah, no good.
No, can't do that.
Yep.
So that's it. Next week.
And you know, if you're thinking about, like, I've had somebody ask me questions about like publishing lease option and stuff. If you're asking permission from an agent and you were to submit a ad that was a lease option, but the seller of that property isn't open to a lease option, then that's misleading. You can't do that either. So just make sure you're not trying to mislead anybody. That's like the biggest key. Like, make sure you have permission. Don't mislead.
Right. So next week, we're going to cover smart plans, which is what you need to be able to, what it's going to cover lots of things on smart plans, but the biggest is you get a lead, what do you do with it? Well, the most important thing is follow up, and that's every day until they respond to you. And Morgan can attest to that. And if the easiest way to do it is with a smart plan, otherwise you've got to sit there and you've got to go back through every single time and manually do it all by yourself and not know who it is and where it is, and set them up on a smart plan to help take care of it for you. Right? So we'll teach you how to do those. We'll go through and look at them. Plus that again falls into the contest that we have with smart plans. Find the right smart plan, how to search in the library, find the one that you like, test it out, bring it at the end, have people vote. If they agree that yours is the one that you found, the one that you created is the best one, then you can win that $300 to 5 Spies.
Hey, Tanya, am I able to make smart plans and then share them with just agents directly one by one, or do I need to publish it for everyone to have access?
You have to publish it for everyone.
Okay.
You can put a special tag or word in the description so that you can guide people to find yours easier. Or plus it's also your name, right? They can search by name. So if you have a way for them to find you, that would be the way to do it. Awesome. All right. I'll see everybody next Wednesday and Tuesday and in our personal meetings. Bye, guys.
Thank you.
You are so welcome.
Thanks, Tanya.
I'll get those over to you later today because I have coaching right now.